we were.
Oh my god, I lost it to that. I was not prepared for Mr. Slave there. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this might be the funniest moment in the entire playthrough.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that was a vibrator, folks, if you didn't pick up on it. And you need to do that. That wasn't just a Easter egg. You had to do that to clear the way of shit.
We'll go back to old fuck gaming South Park.
Yep. And welcome to the finale, by the way. It is the final part. This part is extra long for your anal pleasure.
Yep.
But now we have a bit of a boss fight, and these guys actually have a pretty funny line before all this, too.
Yeah.
These guys are not easy either. They're slot marks. They're not the hardest, but they're not.
With their guns, they
can do some damage.
But part of this stacking of those three effects, you're like, well, like, hey, Mike, why would you not just go on one? Thing is that I want all three of those things resolve at the end of combat.
Mm-hmm.
So having defense down at the end of it, yeah, like that guy just lost 80% of his health bar.
Yep, that guy just died.
Like, it allows those three status effects to resolve, and it resolve with the extra punch of defense is down. So now their base damage is going to be a little bit higher. Now stacked on three different effects that are now going to resolve. Fantastic way to. Oh.
The lungs and heart.
Hello, new kid. I am Katatafish.
Katatafish.
The trigger of the thermonuclear device lies before you. I have tried to solve its riddle, but I have been unable to disarm it.
Katatafish riddle will soon be told.
There are only moments to spare. Find a way to disengage the trigger, or all will be lost.
So, that one mechanic I told you I hate?
Mm-hmm. It's back!
Yeah.
Yay! But first, we have to get in there.
Yep.
And you were talking about using your buddy's abilities. This is one that you have to do because
Because there's a handicap sign on there.
Handicaps. Put a...
Yep. Only a handicapped person can access.
True. That's true. That's how it should be.
Now this is where I was talking about, like, this is the one point where you use this mechanic.
Sequence initiated.
You're
Begin electrolytic infusion.
You're aborting the nuke.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one that if you fail,
Cold. So
the end caption for it before it goes to game over with you at the pearly gates of heaven is a thermonuclear explosion. It cuts to it if you fail it. So if you snag that microchip and you pull it, it cuts out to an atomic explosion. Then game end screen. I wish I would have done it here, but I didn't. At this point, it's like, I'm glad I got it on the first try because I kid you not, this was one of the few times. My first time playing it, I hated it.
What is it, Mr. Slade? What are you feeling?
Oh, just spit them out.
Great job, new kid. But your journey is not yet complete.
Yeah, you kicked that shit. You kicked that air spots at you first try. Fucking no problem whatsoever.
Great job. You've disarmed the snook. South Park is saved.
Yes. Now let's finish this, new kid. Let's be Clyde once and for all and take back the stick of truth.
Take back the stick of truth. I am now King Douchebag.
Sure.
So, crown of anal pleasure.
And they equipped that immediately, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take it off if you don't
Yeah,
want it.
I
It's
was
just
like-
fucking hilarious.
I was looking at it, it's like, as much as it'd be funny, it's like, nope, I'm going back to the thing that has my
Yep.
heal, armor class, I'm at 280. Now, this is your last shot. Coming up. Like, there's a shop section where you can just go buy items. It's through here.
Fools! You thought you could conquer
Maybe.
the fortress of
Was it?
darkness.
No, I think I skipped it.
I think you might. I don't remember.
Yet to complete. Haha, it's green sauce from Taco Bell. I took it from
It's
the-
a verde sauce.
Taco Bell sauce. Then why'd I fight it at the Taco Bell?
Oh man.
There's gotta be UFO
They
crimes.
released that in the
It's
same year
classic
that they
dude
had
from another
Baja Blast.
galaxy. Think about it. Since when does Taco Bell have a
I
green
think.
sauce, dude?
Because that's what made
Actually,
Taco Bell
since
like
about a year ago.
so popular. I remember my family
Taco
went there
Bell
for
has green sauce now. No way. They've had it longer
like
than a year.
weeks
I've always
after
gotten
both.
spicy green burritos. Yeah, no, I'm
But
saying
now
in the
I have
past,
Taco
they
Bell.
just started putting green sauce in
It's not pretty.
It's a nice wake up call at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Got
oh
the
shit,
gurgles.
Oh shit, oh shit.
Fuck. Yeah, Clyde, why do you think that shit's glowing? Maybe because of the 3 varieties of chili peppers. Give us the stick, asshole. Or what? You'll beat me up? Haha. I've got another surprise for you.
The corpse of Chef.
Oh yeah, folks, we are fighting Chef.
Probably
I'm gonna make love to you, woman.
a Nazi zombie.
Yes, a
Chef.
Nazi Chef.
Get him, Commander Douchebag!
This Chef is one of my favorite characters, and
Hell.
I'm a little bit heartbroken they got rid of him in terms of the main series.
Yeah, well, I mean, what was it? The singer that played him, which I'm drawing a blank on,
Yeah.
was mad about all the jokes about Scientology.
Yeah, he was a Scientologist himself, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he didn't like that. He could make fun of everything else, but don't make fun of Scientology.
Oh.
It was the trapped in the closet episode, I believe that
Oh
that was
yeah.
his.
But at the same time, it's like
Let's do it.
they, and we talked about this. They said sue us, try it. What do you want to do? If you sue us, it's for a joke that we made. It's like you're basically saying the First Amendment does not matter.
Yeah.
And that's how their attitude came out about it, and they're right.
Yep, absolutely.
I was like, oh, mash the buttons. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, you fucked this up. That was funny. I forgot about
I'm
that.
like, oh fuck.
It was hilarious. You fucked that up. Suck on my chocolate salty balls.
But Chef.
Put them in your mouth and suck them.
But Chef is one of my favorite older South Park characters. too.
Fantastic.
The writing for him was so good. Like,
Isaac Hayes.
yep.
Who's dead now, I think, actually.
Yeah, that's right. I think he
He
is.
died a few years ago.
But the thing is like, and I don't think a lot of people know this, but you have your own personal convictions. But there are times where you'll make jokes about them, or you'll make jokes about stuff that
Ready?
you feel strongly against.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Yep, I fucked that one up again. Like, even me, like, I will make some very off-color jokes
Mm-hmm.
that my convictions don't support, but it doesn't mean I necessarily believe those jokes.
Right, right.
And that's,
It's the point of a fucking joke.
yeah.
90%. Well, there are people, whatever, but
Well, there are some, but, like, some of the people I look up to, I said this to someone recently, some of the people I look up to are some of the genuinely the most nicest people you can meet, but they also showed that side that they can joke and enjoy life a little bit. One of my favorite ones was a professor I had in college. I might have said this before. For our world religions course, he's like, he got in and he started talking. He's like, so I paired you all up, and I started seeing this smile creep across his face. I'm like, okay, give some context. He's from Alabama.
oh god. Yep.
Okay. So he's like, so I grouped you all up. I used the official Alabama dating website, kissingcousins.com. As he's saying this, I'm seeing his smile widen further. It's like, he's had this sitting on his mind all freaking day.
Oh yeah.
And he let it rip. I start dying laughing because it's a good fucking joke.
It's a fucking humorous joke.
And it's like, and give some context, he was a department chair for religious studies. But at the same time, it's like, from what I knew about his personal history, the fact that he went through some of the shit that he went through and is still able to crack joke at life, that's the type of individual I want to be.
Yep.
Like, not so serious all the time, but being able to crack a joke at something and laugh.
So serious.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I just had to look up. I thought Isaac Hayes died in like 15, 16, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe 2008.
Oh, baby.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy, I didn't think it was that long ago, but
How old was he when he died?
that's a good question.
Enough of this.
Random tangents. Here we go.
65.
Burn them. Burn them all.
It's not bad, but it's
No, I bet you would. That's a little surprise, but yeah. Oh yeah. Flame chef.
Eons of torment are at an end, ruler of darkness.
But-
You know what? I'm not
But
playing
at the same
anymore.
time, if they
You're
brought
not
back
broken,
Chef, they
rude,
could
you're just sticking for that.
with
I
how
banish
some of the technologies
you. I
change.
banish you.
They could do like a deep fake where it could go back to that.
Yep.
Yep, Clyde's dead.
Look at all the dead kids.
We did it, dude. That was awesome. You did it. Your noble quest is at an end.
Well,
And
we
for
beat
all
the
your
final
days
boss.
And all your time
Or
put
did
into
we?
Or did we?
promotion
Dun dun
to King
dun.
Douchebag.
If you've listened to us talk, you know that that was not the final boss.
No, it's not.
But we are now King Douchebag.
Quickly.
And we've got the
Before anyone can
Crown of Thorns and Sash and everything else. All we're missing is Pontius Pilate.
Yep.
We've got the Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. What?
So it really is the dragon.
Oh my god.
Stop being a thorn in our side, huh?
He has to stick of truth.
How does this guy know you, King Douchebag?
King Douchebag. Is that what you told him your name was? Why didn't you tell them your real name? Dovahkiin?
Dovahkiin.
Yep. Part of the reason why they were making
You don't
so many
remember, do you?
Skyrim jokes is because
How we tried to
even
find
almost
you?
2 years after Skyrim released, Skyrim was still the hot game to play on
What's
PS3
going
and
on
Xbox
here is
360.
much more complex than
It
that.
it
This
honestly
isn't the first
still
time a
ranks up
UFO
there
has
as one of
crashed
Bethesda's
Earth.
best
You
RPGs.
see,
Yeah, a lot of people love that game.
1946,
I mean, again, it
UFO
gets
crashed
re-released
in
all the
Boston.
time. It's still being released to this day.
Brother, spare us.
Hang on a sec.
Honestly,
A
one of my
UFO
favorite
crashed
games to go
in
back
Roswell,
to
and a new
from that time
government
is
agency
Fallout
was
New
created
Vegas
to investigate
by
I've heard great
Obsidian.
things about that. I've not played that game either, but I've heard great things about it.
Oh my-
Hit the skip button
They,
or something.
the
Oh,
PC
you don't want
version,
to
they
do this.
they fixed
Yes,
up a
we
lot
do.
of the bugs
Whenever
because it was
aliens are
buggy as
spotted,
hell on
vampires
consoles.
run amok, our agency is
Um,
there, and we have
but
never lost
Obsidian
a fight. That is,
It has a lot of the
until
original
4 years
creators
ago
of
when we
the first
investigated
Fallout
a
games.
Yawn, yawn, yawn.
A child who had an unnatural power inside him. I had orders from the president to secure the child so that we could harness his powers before our enemies could. But he slipped through our
yikes.
hands.
His farting
The
ability.
government wants the new kid for his farts?
That's dumb.
Arts? No. His amazing ability to make friends so quickly on any social network. Before he was 5 years old, he had 3.2 billion friends on Facebook alone. Do you have any idea the power that kind of gift yields in today's world? It's time to come with us, Dovahkiin. Time to stop resisting and use your gift for your country.
Is he really still talking?
Yeah, the kids just don't give a flying fuck about this, which I find
Just like me.
fantastic.
We're all just pawns in their game. I'll admit you are fascinating. You have more power than any child I've ever come
Yawn.
across, and yet all you seem to really care about.
I wish they would have had a yawn
this
faction here just for
must
you to
be
break
very important.
yawn like button
does
to
it do?
push in
Oh,
here.
it'd been fantastic.
Oh, it would have
Whoever
been
controls the
funny.
stick controls the universe, dumbass. Yeah, stupid.
Controls the. But then I wouldn't have to do what I was told anymore. I could. I control the universe! Get back! Back, I say, all of you!
They're like, should
I
we
can do
shoot you?
anything,
I know, right?
anything I want! I no longer
Oh
need
my
you.
And
god.
then he,
yeah,
he
that-
does this. Why? Why take off your clothes? And folks, get be prepared for more of that.
Yeah, it gets weirder.
Damn thing! How does it work? Show me how it works!
Yeah, right.
Dovahkiin, why should we be on the opposite sides? Join me, Dovahkiin. Rule by my side. Rule, and you can have
Join the
this
dark
all to
side. It's
yourself
really cool.
Forever. I can offer you all. Just get me safely out of here. You can rule with this once again.
This is where we need to put in a clip from Family Guy.
Underestimated
Hold on a
the character
second.
of the fighter
Phone
in
call
Rome.
for a bag of nickels.
But
Ow!
more than that relic. And you failed to recognize the character of our alliance.
Fair, fair. See if I remember that.
Because his balls are completely exposed. Princess Kenny.
Princess Kenny.
At least one of you has some sense.
You
Nice.
sell us all out? But why, Princess Kitty?
Because Princess Kenny was born a half-orc.
Fucking Morgan Freeman for no real reason.
By humans.
Not
Yeah.
actually Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman?
You see, when humans and elves lived together in
God.
the forest of Hollow Falls, an elven queen fell in love with the orc known as Dandar, the first one to possess.
I love how they wait to do all this exposition at
I know.
the end.
At the end.
Like what? Like we're at, we all
yeah.
know we're at the end game. We're like we don't give a shit.
It's making fun of the games that do this bullshit
Yeah.
and like
And plotted all this time to take the stick from you.
Like
Princess
all this
Peach.
plot
True
dumps that like I just wait
that's pretty
like I
clear.
just spent all
Just
this
one
time
thing, Morgan
playing.
Freeman.
Nope.
How come every time something convoluted needs explaining,
I don't
you
give
shut
a
up?
rip. Like
Because every time I show up and explain something, I earn a freckle.
Princess Kitty, come back here!
that's pretty fantastic. Princess Kenny.
all right, beat up Clyde is done.
Mm.
Now we are on the last one.
Yep.
This is the last quest.
I think the shop thing is here actually where you're talking about
Yep.
shops.
Yep. There's one more shop. Max out your items.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can say. That upgrade that I did was absolute bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like I'm not using this. Like I got rid of the Morning Star just because that does enough damage already.
Yep.
As much as that Crown of Thorns would have been funny for the final fight, no. Maybe with my David Hasselhoff fight, I might put that on there. You're a David Hasselhoff Jew.
Oh my god.
But yep, final shop's right here.
Me old shop.
Max out on all your items, all
Yeah.
your consumables. Max.
Yep. What you do here?
Yep. It just
You just go ham. Which you need to because this final boss is a very unique boss. Final boss battle, I think.
It takes. We're about halfway like through this recording over, and I think it takes up pretty much half of the rest of this recording.
Yeah, it's like good 10. I think it's like a 10-minute battle, 10-minute battle.
At this point, I'm like, screw it. I'm selling everything. Get rid of it.
Which
all.
is interesting because I think initially you weren't planning on it.
Well, I wasn't gonna plan on it, but at
There's
the
an
same-
achievement with that.
Yeah, there's an achievement with that, but I also already sold stuff
Oh,
at
yeah.
the beginning of the game. Like,
Yeah.
to absolutely get rid of, or to absolutely get that achievement, you can't sell a single fucking thing.
No.
I was like, just rake into the money. Why not? It's like, I'm not going to get that achievement. I was like, I already bankrupted it. Anyways, I want to just make sure I had enough money to get some of the stuff that I needed.
Yep. Like speed potions are good. Water balloons
potion,
good.
Yeah, water balloon I was getting. I was like, I was going to try to get. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get everything. Just be prepped because I knew generally what this final boss was going to bring.
Man, those are expensive.
Yeah.
I forgot how expensive those were.
I generally knew what this final boss was going to be like, but I also didn't know, like, I didn't have a very good, solid memory of it.
Kenny, you don't want to go down like this, pal.
It's so Animu.
Yeah, we get anime here.
Yeah, hey, instead of instead of Sailor Moon, it's Princess Kenny.
It is Princess Kenny.
Gosh.
I forgot about this. Oh, I forgot about this. Fucking Kenny.
And they
Fucking go-
have it play over.
Yeah, it's the entire. And yes, you have the naked dude. He's not in the battle. He's just there,
Scratching his balls.
and he will scratch his balls from time to time. And you didn't notice that right away, but there
Right
it is.
there.
And I noticed that. I'm like, that dude just.
I got that at good timing.
Yeah, that was good. I'm like, this dude is fucking scratching his nuts.
You were like, I didn't see that right? It happened to Kenny. He's like, oh my god.
All right, so this battle is pretty unique because you gotta. It's a sequence battle because you have to hit him with every character.
Yep, and it's a multi-phase battle.
And it's a multi-phase battle, so it's a very unique, interesting final boss.
Yep. So we're gonna go circumcise Princess
Because
Kenny.
because Princess Kenny in of himself or herself is not overly difficult initially,
Initially, no.
but then you realize, so it's like, oh shit, that was a weak final boss, right?
No.
Princess Kenny, douchebag is too powerful for you.
But that's not really how this battle spell works.
And here's a callback that will happen here
Mm-hmm.
What's she doing?
when
No, Kenny, don't drink that.
Kenny becomes a zombie.
Yep. Now we got Nazi Princess Kenny. That's right, folks. It's Princess Kenny Nazi, and it's
King douchebag.
it's
The final battle.
kind of unkillable.
Stand with you. I would just stand over here.
I'm just going to stand over
Use your
here.
rainbow attack, Princess Kenny.
I barely felt that.
So yeah, so now we fight Princess Evil Zombie Kenny as she spews out Hitler lines, because of course she does.
And the guy scratches his nuts
The
again.
guy scratches nuts again. Well, you were 0 for 2 on this.
Princess Kenny.
Yeah, you're like, you really want to go for that? It's like, yeah, we're gonna.
Aim. Fire.
Well, that time you got it right.
Yep. Because what I was looking at was stacking more bleed on there,
Yep.
and that's what that thing does well for.
Oh god.
Oh, that's so gross. And that right there with him standing off to the side and yelling orders back is like, that's a funny like making fun of
You'll be
Pokemon.
invincible.
Fair, fair.
Zombie goo.
Oh no, you don't.
Kick the baby.
Shit, I shanked it.
So yeah, so there's gonna be a point where he drinks the zombie goo, and then whoever your partner is has to hit him, and that's kind of the battle going forward, because otherwise they will just
This is a never ending.
it's a never-ending battle, and
Use your rainbow attack, Princess Kenny.
it's a long battle.
This is one of the longest battles. I was like, okay, this should be done, but nope. Revive.
Nope.
Oh my god, you killed Kenny. Yeah, that. Oh, no, wait, he's back.
Yep.
Scratching your nuts again. Come on, dude.
Hit them with the zombie vomit.
Oh.
She looks more dead than she was before. Kill her again.
So this is one of those, like what Chris said, it's sequence because you have to get like the killing damage with every character, and it's just
You saw with Kyle trying to, which you don't normally get that move, I don't think.
Nope.
With him kicking the baby at him. That is.
Use your rainbow attack, Princess Kenny.
What the hell are you doing?
what the hell are you doing?
And
At this point, I was debating on what can I actually do that's worth it.
because again, doing damage is sort of useless at this point.
No, because you can go through and kill Princess Kenny for an hour, but eventually your items are gonna run out.
Yeah, and you have to wait for that one moment where it wants to drink the goo, and then that's kind of annoying. It's the one aspect of this I would say I'm like kind of not a fan of, but it's interesting. But it is a unique boss battle.
Ooh, Princess Kenny. You'll be invincible.
Oh no, you don't.
And there it is.
Lucky
Kick
shot
the
with no hammer.
baby.
Princess
Don't
Kenny
kick
still
the
has lots
baby.
of tricks up her puffy sleeves.
So now Kenny is done, and someone else comes in.
Kyle's done now.
Hey, you better go on without me.
So now we'll bring in Jimmy.
Use your rainbow attack, Princess Kenny.
Jimmy.
Now by the way, the music has turned into regular music. You don't get the anime music
Yeah.
anymore. It wasn't the entire fight. Sorry, I was
Granted, I
wrong.
talked about a summon from South Park, Fractured Butthole, where it does go animated a little bit, and it's absolutely ridiculous but funny.
Keep killing her.
Hit them with the zombie vomit.
Zombie vomit.
That sound design is just,
It is good,
it's good, but
but
it's,
disturbing.
oh, it's uncomfortable. Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
Kick her ass, douchebag. Do it.
Kick her ass, douchebag. Do it. Do it. Do it now. I think I was going to try to lullaby him.
There once was a maiden from
Oh no, it was a power up.
Yeah, power up.
Stoneberry Hollow. She didn't talk much, but boy
What
did
did
she
you swallow?
boy did she swallow. I had a nice dance that she said, and she sat up. The maiden
Like that buff is what it will do damage wise is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think right here is when I go to coffee. No, I go power potion. Because being able it's a little bit broken that I could use Plates of Egypt so much. But that's the most effective strategy that like I found with this class is that I need to start getting that damage out. That I know can win
Give these vermin
what
a
I need
taste
to.
of their own medicine, Princess Kenny.
Oh no. Furry friends. Ah.
So Jimmy was gonna take that, turn the tails.
Mm. But you failed.
Yep, I failed on that one.
So yeah, so it's a little bit different for every party member.
Yeah, so there's
Forgot about that. And that's more or less my critique on this boss battle a little bit. And admittedly, I'm splitting hairs 'cause I think it's a fine boss battle. I think this is fun, but you have to wait now until that attack comes back, and now it's just it's a bit of a waiting game, and that's not the best final boss design, but it's a fine boss battle as it is.
But I also kind of get it in terms of the aspect of like this is a multi-phase boss. This
Yep.
is where they do a hat tip to Final Fantasy in a small way.
Yeah.
Like now I know it's like I need to wait for that trigger.
Yeah.
Now I'm not using my items as much.
Yep.
I need to get something that's like, okay, there's a free pickup for this. It's like, well, I need to do something.
Yep. Mitch.
Because he revives.
Oh yeah,
And that's
it'll be a constant, folks.
yeah, that's a circular thing.
Doesn't stay dead. We can't beat her. Till we're fucked. There's no way. There is one way. We're gonna have to break the gentleman's code.
Yep.
Cartman, you
Yeah,
can't
I'm wondering if that is a trigger for how long it would take,
Oh, maybe.
or how many times she dies. I actually don't know. I'm curious. If you guys know, let us know. But because you killed her 4 times after the 4th death,
burn on Princess Kenny's balls, King Douchebag.
that's when this came up.
Here we go. Yep.
Now, King Douchebag, burn on Princess Kenny's balls.
What about the gentleman's oath?
So this is like, yep. I was like, hold on, I need to go.
I bet the best part is you need to get mana here.
I was like, hey, yep. The bowels are empty. We need some
Control the
juice.
universe.
So we juice up to the point where my bowels are about to shit themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, we are just going to do Dragon Shout.
I was wondering if there would be like a special attack at this point, but no. You can do whatever. You farted on her balls. You broke the gentleman's code.
And I love how everything, like, magically.
Yep, everything goes back to life. And everyone's fine.
We're back to normal.
Oh, kitties.
We're cured.
We're all better now, Daddy.
That's right, son. The Dragonborn must have farted on a princess's balls.
Oh my gosh.
That's
So this is.
that's a line.
Yep, that's a lie. So, South Park is still a mess after all of that.
Oh yeah,
And that's endgame.
that's
Now we're kind of final cutscene.
yeah. We're in prologue mode now, and
Prologue or epilogue?
epilogue. Yeah, epilogue. Sorry, prologue's the initial one.
Yep.
You guys sure about this? There's no other way. It drove our friend to madness and nearly killed us all.
Nearly killed us all.
Cartman's like, I want to get rid of it.
The stick of truth is no more. It goes to the bottom of the lake, even though sticks tend to float. But that's nitpicking.
Here we go. Favorite part of
What
the.
do you guys want to play now?
Yep.
How about dinosaur hunters? Or pharaohs and mummies? Let's ask Douchebag. What do you want to play next, dude? Screw you guys. I'm going home.
What a dick. And there's Mamber and Al Gore and Mamber in the background. Yeah, we've talked a lot about this game, how much we've enjoyed it, how much you enjoy playing it. I enjoyed watching it. I do want to play this game at some point in the future. It's a
Might be one we come back and revisit and have you play it.
yeah, it's a fantastic RPG. The story's funny as fuck. Obviously, it's a pretty generic-ish story for an RPG because it's South Park after all, but they did a great job with this. Characterization, the charm of this game is amazing. Again, if you don't like dirty shit, you ain't gonna like this game. But you shouldn't be watching or playing this game anyway. It's fucking South Park after all. It's like, no shit, Sherlock.
And the other aspect, we talk about this with RPG, and what makes this such a strong RPG is its length. Not the length in terms of how long it is, but how short it is.
Yeah, it's a very, very good. It's a very good length of an RPG for me. I'm not the hugest fan of 100-hour RPGs. I've played them again. I last year I beat a Digimon game that took me 80 some hours. So I mean, it's not like I don't play them. I took almost 100 hours in Dragon Age, the original, and then Dragon Age 2 as well took like another 60 to 70 hours. So it's not like I don't play them, but they tend to be they're draining. Number one, I never want to go back to them, which is unfortunate because they're such great games. Where these types of games, and then we talked about a few parts ago about when we talked about Super Mario RPG coming out in late May.
Oh, not
or Thousand Year Door, yeah.
Yeah.
Or even Super Mario RPG as well, I guess, in that scenario too. They're not obnoxiously long, and they don't have to be. And you can beat them in 20. I think RPG was a 15, 16 hour
15,
adventure.
16 hour, yeah.
I like that. That's my type of RPG. That's my type of go-to RPG. Again, I will play long ones. I've beaten the Mass Effect trilogy. Those games aren't short. Dragon Age, I beat the first two. I will play those games. I've beaten Knights of the Republic. That is not a short one either.
That one clocks about 30 hours.
Yeah, it's not as big as the others, but it still could be long,
still,
especially if you're trying to 100% it.
Or you play multiple playthroughs of it. You want to know how many hours I have logged on Steam?
Oh god, I can only imagine.
But the thing is, and this is one thing I think I mentioned on our original Endgame finale commentary is what is starting to push the modern gaming industry to start thinking about game length and the quality of their games is the indie game development that are developing RPGs that are very comparable to this, very comparable to Super Mario RPG, that are only anywhere from 10 to 20 hours and are solid games. Well-polished code, well-polished user input. The more and more I start studying, the more and more I study in terms of IT, how programs, how things are supposed to be written, the more technically critical I start getting in terms of certain entertainment venues. Part of the reason why I started going really sour with Diablo is because there was no excuse for that game to be in the state that it was, and the state that it's still currently in.
Yeah.
Especially when you have a AAA budget backing all of it.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way. This had maybe a fraction of that budget.
Oh yeah, and it's fantastic.
And it's one of the best-selling games that came out. That's out of Ubisoft's catalog.
Mm-hmm. It really, I agree. It really does show that. And I wanted to mention Diablo 4 as well. I was gonna say Diablo 2 and then TOO, but there's a Diablo 2. The thing is, that game, and I enjoy that game. I'm playing the third playthrough now with another buddy of mine. The thing about it is, it has the pieces there to be an amazing game. You can see it. I can see why people love Diablo, but Diablo 4, it went quantity over quality effectively.
It's missing core pieces to keep it.
Yeah, and
keep it that quality.
And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, the replayability sucks. Granted, I'm playing it the third time, so I guess replayability isn't that bad. But typically, long RPGs, we had 56 fucking parts on our 56 parts as our first main game. Granted, we started with this sort of, and then we switched to Diablo 4. So we had 54 fucking parts of it, and the game can be good. There's cool that cutscene with whatever the fuck.
Lilith,
Lilith and the other guy,
and the army,
and Arius. That was fucking phenomenal.
That's what I like about Blizzard is that some of those cinematics are top of the line, but most of the time they're paired with very good gameplay. That's the reason why I like StarCraft. That's the reason why I like Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
My problem with Diablo 4 is that you're adding so many other things that are very dependent on how many users are trying to use that same data or access to servers. Now you're adding further strain. So if you have that game code that's not very localized, or I have to access a server now to play the rest of the game, it's what adds that instability rather than having it localized.
You know,
That's my problem.
interestingly, we always manage to get on Diablo 4. But,
Yeah, we always do.
but nonetheless, my point being is that, you know, and we'll start cutting this short a little bit. We got about 5 minutes. I want to talk about the channel a little bit too. Is ultimately when you talk about the indie stuff, you starting to see people don't care about length. If you have a 10-hour game, people are going to play the shit. If it's good, if it's great.
If it's a really good
Again,
game.
games like
people
Hat in
play.
Time from a number of years ago, another indie game. That's more like
Some of my favorite games right now that I'm currently playing are short, like Hard West.
yeah.
On my PC, which we're currently doing all the video and like adding commentary on,
Absolutely.
is Project Warlock. Like muscle levels are taking me 1 to 2 minutes complete, and it's an old school shooter, retro shooter with a small RPG mechanic that I can do multiple runs of. The base game time is like maybe 5-6 hours. Like in today's day, it's not a lot of time for a first-person shooter, but it's enough to one playthrough. I can shove it for a little bit, come back, and hit it again. Not where it's like, do I really want to sink that time and dedicated time to play you?
Mm-hmm.
That's where like we shouldn't get that way in terms of games. But it's also the same in terms of my other hobby, tabletop gaming as well. There are going to be certain hobbies that I get into that I have to really question, do I really want to put that time sink in there?
Absolutely.
Channel-wise, we have a couple plans. We've talked about it.
Right now, what's next is obviously by the time that this part comes up, we're gonna have more of a set answer, because this part, realistically, you're probably watching this and it came out in mid to late May, probably mid to late May. So, our goal kind of is going forward for a little bit before we get into another big RPG or another big game, is to do some smaller stuff, some few hour, maybe some older games. I know I want to start. I know at the end of RPG, I said something about Super Metroid. I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to probably switch over to the Mega Man X series, Mega Man X1 specifically first. Going to go in order eventually over time. But I want to get to Mega Man X1 for sure. Probably still one of my just all-time favorite games ever. So that is my next game for this channel.
My next game for the channel, and Chris and I discussed it, is Star Fox 64. It is hands down, like, when I think about childhood, like, that is one of the few games I remember, and it's one of the games that I managed to have a run where I was on my A game and I cannot beat my own high score of 1353.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the fuck I got it. But it's a 2-hour run for start to finish. So that 2-hour run time is, that's just for one run. So that could be easy path, medium, or hard path. So we're going to do runs with each one first, which means you're going to see repeat of like the intro level a little bit. But there are going to be some levels like medium path. You're going to see repeats of certain levels from the medium path on the hard path. So there's going to be, depending on how things pan out, there's going to be some playability, like repeating levels, but there's going to be different things leading up to it. Which makes it fantastic.
Absolutely. Real quick, here what we were showing off was there's a bit of
end game content.
Yeah,
so
after game content and any side quests that you have remaining.
You can't complete. It's not required.
Yep.
But there's really not anything outside after the main quest, after you complete it, that you're really gonna do. Like, a lot of the enemies in the world are probably almost non-existent at this point, if I remember from exploring around with it a bit. But
So got the homeless.
Yeah, we solved the homeless problem in South Park. We beat the absolute fuck out of them until they got out of town.
I realistically should have cut some of this ending off. I didn't realize I didn't do my due diligence when I did this initial editing. So we're just standing here doing absolutely nothing.
He's on his phone like a modern day kid.
Yeah, but yeah. So So yeah, this has been a fun adventure. This game is we started this game the first ever.
It's been almost a year since we started.
Yeah,
this
it was in
playthrough.
June or July of 2023, and it is now April of when this recording has happened, obviously. So this game was a long time coming to beat, is what we're
You
trying
have-
to say.
Well, and at the same time, we have some other games in there as well.
Yep. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. We obviously switched around. This was our backup for a long time. So now it gets to the forefront, and that's it for it. Thanks for joining us again for our next playthrough, whatever that might end up being. You'll find out really soon, I promise. Until then, everybody.
See ya.